unconscious becoming conscious is linked to mobilization and organization, something we mentioned last year. We must make clear distinctions between mobilizers and organizers. To be an organizer, you must be a mobilizer. But being a mobilizer doesn't make you an organizer. Much confusion is to be found here. Malcolm X was a great mobilizer. He was a great organizer. Martin Luther King was a great mobilizer. He was not a great organizer. These facts can be easily seen from King and Malcolm. When Malcolm went to a place, he left a mosque. When King went to demonstrations, he broke down desegregation and he moved on. As a matter of fact, King was not concerned with organization to the point that even though he was the most popular Baptist preacher in America, without the shadow of a doubt, and probably, beyond the shadow of a doubt, the most loved, he could not become president of the National Baptist Convention. Yeah, so many of them. The National Baptist Convention. As a matter of fact, if my memory serves me correctly now, and I remember it was Muhammad Speaks that carried the article on the front page in 1964, when King tried to become president of the National Baptist Convention, there was so much confusion there that a minister was actually pushed off the stage and died in the struggle. Yeah. And of course, King lost. The man who won was a reactionary man by the name of Jackson. He never did nothing for the people, never cared about the people, just was a pork chop minister who used their money to put gas in his big Cadillac. But he was organized. But he was organized. We say that we must come to know the difference between mobilization and organization because the enemy will use mobilization to demobilize us. Mobilization is very easy. Very, very easy. Because since we're people who are instinctively ready to respond against acts of injustice, anytime there's one little act of injustice, we can blow it up and we'll find people who come and make some mass demonstration around it. Miss Sally lost her job. Let's rally. She will get her job back. People will come and rally. So-and-so got kicked out of school because the teacher's unjust. The people will come and rally. They will come to rally at issues. And this is what mobilization does. It mobilizes people around issues. Those of us who are revolutionary are not concerned with issues. We're concerned with the system. The difference must be properly understood. The difference must be properly understood. Mobilization usually leads for reform action, not to revolutionary action. If we would look scientifically at the October 16th million and more march, we would see clearly that this was a mobilized event, not an organized event. We must know clearly the difference between mobilization and organization. One of the characteristics of mobilization is that it is temporary. Organization is permanent and eternal. Clear differences must be made because the unconscious can usually be captured easily around one-issue items, around mobilization items, but it's hard to catch them around organization. But these unconscious must be brought to organization. We must transform mobilization to organization. We say the enemy will come and use mobilization to demobilize us. Many brothers and sisters who've been to the million and more march will say to you, I was there. Well, what are you doing today, my sister? I was there. There weren't too many sisters out there, but you know, with a million brothers together, you know where I had to be. I was there. Yes. And then, of course, you find brothers, yeah, I was there. I helped you. What are you doing today, brother? If we're not careful, we allow mobilization to become events. The struggle is never an event. It's a process, a continual, eternal process.
Continual, eternal process. I hope everyone's paying attention to that, and I hope you can hear us. Yes, mobilization is not necessarily organization. Party people, we are 1010 windz. I just want to say a few things. We're live We're live, Miss Bettina.
Oh,
hey. Peace. Hold on. We got to start softer. We're starting too hard.
All right.
Starting too hard. Okay.
It's only Monday.
It's only Monday. Live from the epicenter of innovation
and creation.
We are 1010windz. You give us 10 what's good in your hood, and we'll give you
a world.
Another world is happening
because of you.
We don't rehearse it, but we're trying.
Hey, we do it every week.
We do it every week. That's the rehearsal. Miles Davis used to say, life is your rehearsal. You know,
right.
There's no time. Like, you practice, it's good. Practicing is good, but get out there and just do the damn thing. So basically, what we doing? What up, Tylon? How you feeling?
Yes.
GoPro Radio, Revolutionary Party. Listen, GoPro every Friday. We're gonna tell you right now. You have the key. We are the key. You can open the door to an exclusive party, a revolutionary party. Emma Goldman says, if I can't dance at your revolution, I don't want to be at it. And pretty much GoPro Radio has a space. Rod Digger was just on. Rod Digger was on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Blessing us with her gems, her wisdom.
Mm-hmm. We were in our living room and she was in a bathroom. It was amazing.
Amazing. What you can do with COVID. What you can do, it brings us all closer together.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've always wanted to talk to Rod Digger. We got a question in. We talked a little bit about mobilization and organization in a different way, in a cultural way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate that. Tylon, big up, brother. We love you. Johnny Stevens is up here. What up? How you feeling? Back. Video. Always in the movement, doing his thing from the IAC days, International Action Center. Even moving on. Thank you so much, brother, for being here. We are doing a few things. This is just an experiment to bring the good news to the people. Those of y'all who don't know, that was Kwame Ture. That was Stokely Carmichael. You may know him as that. That was Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. You may probably have heard of that. If you haven't, I'd like to say this, and my elders and anybody could challenge us, and we can have a dialogue. But what we've been kind of framing our formation, this is Monday, by the way. It's Monday.
Mm-hmm.
It's also Maroon Monday. So the information that we're trying to see through is information that we've been studying through Liberation School. We have 3 courses in one day, 3 particular cohorts, or what do you want to call them? Chapters.
Mm-hmm.
3 chapters. 1 international chapter, 1 national chapter, and 1 chapter that's focused on the baby cubs of the Black Panthers, as well as the children and offspring of the young lords. Mm-hmm. That's who we're building together with.
It's all black and brown, so I can't go.
She can't go to
but
that
I sneak
one.
In anyway.
But she's in another one. She's in the other one. We have the Maroon Cinco, the Maroon 5 group. She's a part of that one. But
5 p.m.
5 p.m. That's what
no promo.
No promo. Yeah, that's what that is. But if you're interested, we can link you up. We're trying to be the facilitators that have a key to opening up doors of other endless, eternal possibilities. Friday, 8 to 10, GoPro Radio. Mm-hmm. That's a possibility for you.
That's a possibility.
Mondays, 10 p.m.
It's a great party.
That's a possibility for you.
Mm-hmm.
Mondays throughout the day, educating your mind, revolutionizing, that's another possibility for you. Not being reactionary, but being revolutionary and understanding the difference between organization and mobilization. And that's a debate. So y'all can put some things up on there if y'all want. But we already know who we riding with. Like I said earlier, if we think of a line, we think of like Marcus Garvey, right? Let's say giving birth to the ideology of something that will come out, I don't know, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, right? And then from that, maybe giving birth to the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, as well as the Black Liberation Army, and then also maybe let's think about their children or grandchildren. Also the Black Arts Movement, right, in connection to Young Lords, right, Iwa Ken, right, we think of a Rainbow Coalition, and now a new Black Arts Movement, right, the vision of what we're doing with our ancestors and elders. And then you think of putting Martin Luther King in context. You have W.E.B. Du Bois, right? You have Frederick Douglass, right? You have a little prior. Then you have like Martin Luther King. You know, you could say even Gandhi. You know, then you have the NAACP, right? And all actions on all fronts is what we believe in. Mm-hmm. Actions on all fronts. Our front, however, is the more radical revolutionary front, in which we invite you to have a dance party of militant, disciplined, yet very fun movements and moments. I'm just saying. That's all I have to say. I'm sorry. She usually intros it and does the whole thing, and I'm excited because we had 3 sessions back to back to black, and like I'm just kind of like, woof. Mm-hmm. Mondays are an after party for me. I feel good. So how you feel? You don't have you don't have to hear anything right now because you're not hearing nothing until we have us. We have a special guest. We have a special guest for y'all, and we'll get into that. My brother Fury is gonna be on with us. Die Jim Crow. These individuals are phenomenal. We just did an event with them. I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm talking too much, and when we talk about revolutionary matriarchy and co-leadership, I need to quiet myself down because we don't want no machismo, you know.
And hey, you know, you're excited.
I'm excited.
And you know, I'll check you. I feel it. So we should run through the headlines.
Run through the headlines. That's all you. Yeah. That's all you. You got that.
We got a nice stack of good news this week. And as always, we welcome your good news. So please put it in the chat. Yes, Vitamin has joined us on
what up, Vitamin?
Facebook as well. Love it. And Mara's here. Can't believe it. She put the kids to bed in 2 seconds flat. All right. We see you, Mama. That's fantastic. All right. So as we started with, today we were talking about mobilizing and organizing, not versus, as you said, but how do we do it together? How do we organize? Rituals that work in terms of all that good stuff, and also some prayer. You already shouted it out, but just, you know, so we keep it consistent.
What up? Thanks to Tylon and GoPro
right.
Radio.
That's right. We got some youth. We always love to highlight our youth that are leading the way. We have our special guests from Die Jim Crow that have consistently gotten masks into prisons with their fundraisers, and we're going to be talking more about them, and they are going to be talking more about that, which is fantastic. It is the end of June, so there's a lot of lovely people who have graduated. That has not been easy with all the homeschooling going on during COVID.
Wait, can I share that? I want you to elaborate. Amara, my goddaughter, she's saying yes, and we're friendly and safe space. Are you referring to the fact that we are militantly, revolutionarily focused, and we have fun, but also we have little babies that come into our spaces all the time that are there? Define your definition of a safer space, and I think we are definitely that. Big up to the babies.
Yes. I love our babies. We can't wait for our Maroon Cub camp all together. Report backs from some Maroon Monday action. We've already started a little bit. There has been even more new laws to protect us. And as you said, our young lords, our family is organizing. Yes. This past weekend, more parades that have been converted into protests, which are fantastic.
Parades into protests.
Yeah.
That's a soup. I like that.
It's a soup?
A soup. Yeah. Like a soup kitchen.
Like
it's a good mixing, like, you know, you're mixing the ingredients of a parade and then you're putting it into a protest. And I think that'll be a phenomenal, colorful paradise of peace.
Peace. We like peace. Yeah. Peace 1993. Remember that one? Anyone?
Anyone?
So one of the parades that became a protest, the Queer Liberation March this past weekend, and from the headlines on Facebook, the sports team, the softball team, they said we're not going to play no more. They all quit. They stopped trying to use them. Have you heard about that? We'll get into it later.
Oh, number 45 said what?
Oh yeah, number 45. My bad.
We don't say his name. No promo. No free promo.
That's right.
No promo.
He tried to use a sports team as an example of like good citizens because they were all singing the national anthem. So he tweeted a picture about them, and then they all quit. They're like, "You're not going to use our image like that."
Oh, that's good news.
Bye bye. Yeah. So there's a lot of good news. There's a lot of good news happening. Good news from Stuyvesant Town, MG from my workplace on the Lower East Side. She's been organizing with some mamas. She has young ones, and they are out hitting the streets. And they are hoping to actually change the name of Stuyvesant Town because the mother lover was not a great person. So good for them. A lot of people are doing that, tearing down statues, taking over names, taking off, obviously, flags, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, so those are some of my headlines.
Shut it down, take it down. That's
down.
Just some of your headlines?
So those are the headlines.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So is there anything you want to elaborate on right now, or should I get into our next part of our segment?
I mean, I'd love to have the special guests,
You're the special guest?
Yeah.
All right, so what we're going to do is party people in the place to be. We got to build it up, though. We got to build it up. Because we are excited to collaborate with people who are conspiring and co-facilitating a process of creating alternatives to this destructive, toxic system. And we've been doing a lot of work on Rikers Island, and we're still able, thanks to Musicambia, present video lesson plans during this time, and even to Sing Sing and other facilities actually throughout the nation. It's extremely important. We learned about them, we rocked with them, and then we learned more about them, And when we talk about organizing versus mobilizing, this is what we're talking about. A lot of artists, all of y'all, I implore you, please, people that ask you to perform for a Black Lives Matter event or whatever they're asking you to do, to be in touch with the organizers and have a follow-up conversation, maybe an assessment, maybe a conversation that facilitates something stronger that can utilize your brain and skill, because all artists are not just the vocalized weapon that they possess. There's a lot within that we have to bring to the table. Some people even utilize artists as political pundits. So we have to be careful. And there's a whole galaxy within art and artistry. And these particular individuals have figured out that map and keep, right? They got a project called Die Jim Crow. Die Jim Crow has been doing their thing for a few years, almost a decade. My man Fury from the Lower East Side. We're going to play a video of B.L. Sherelle. I met this artist at one of the events. And we chatting because, Zoom has this thing where you can do your private thing. I'm just learning a lot about it. I'm like, oh shit, I'm an old man. So I'm like, oh, Zoom is
But
great.
it's not super private though.
It's not super private.
I learned that the hard way.
Oh. It's not
because when you save the chat, you can see the other private chats.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just things. There's privacy issues, but, it's private. But we're going to play B.L. Sherelle, just released a project, Asada. Oof. This project is fire. It's, oh man. It's what we actually need right now. I am all about political, hard content. Sometimes people look at me and say, why are you saying that type shit? But I love when cats can take any type of music, especially what's more relevant to the streets, to the beat, to the hop, and add that political pizzazz. Because we have it in us. You know what I'm saying? If we do classical music, you're gonna hear some politics. I don't care if you're playing violin. There's something gonna be on it that you feel. You're gonna be like, whoa, that just sounds a little bit. That's what Coltrane did. I mean, that's what they did with jazz. That's what Miles did. They were able to take the instrumentalization and create a frequency that you get what the struggle is about. Now, a poet, an MC, who's able to articulate that with a particular beat and frequency, I think you got something. So BL Sherelle, hats off. And we're going to play this video. Very dope.
Instagram, join us on Facebook. If you're still watching on Instagram, you won't be able to see the video or hear the guests when they come in. So if you want IG, check us on Sowell Spiritchild Phoenix's page.
What she said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got. We're trying to make sure everybody gets a little understanding and taste of it, and show and share it. So pardon the delay. We here. We still here.
Here.
Peace. Yeah, I tell you, it's crazy. It's crazy. We know some really cool people. You know, we know some pretty cool people. I'm happy to know the people that we know.
And if we don't know cool people, we know cool people who know those people. That's how it works. That's
how it works. Mm-hmm. So then, what's up? Say what's up to us. Say what's up. We're gonna get Fury on pretty soon. This track, for me, it's my anthem right now. I'm really feeling it. I'm really in the zone of it. The benefit that we did at the time, I think it was about maybe 10,000 masks or something was raised for the prisons, out, and there was 4 facilities. Since I talked to my man Fury, which was like earlier this last week, sometime middle last week or something, my man told me, and he'll tell you himself, man told me, basically they're close to like 14,000 masks raised. 14,000 from New York City, New Jersey, Ohio, Mississippi, Nebraska. Like what? How do you get this work done? So I'm gonna call my man up and we're gonna figure out how to do it. If you're not on Facebook, I'm sorry, we're a little old school and this is the platform that we're using and I don't know what to tell you. But so I'm gonna give him a buzz and we're gonna bring him in. We gotta hear what he has to say, where he's at. Look at that. Boom. What up?
What up? Should I go on video?
Yeah, I mean, if you want the people to see you, I think it's appropriate. It's great for the people to see you, but it's on you. It's how you feel. Peace, brother. How you feeling?
I'm all right.
Good. We were just playing on BL Sherrell's video, nice. And talking about the Die Jim Crow project and what you guys are doing, and talking about how excited we are to collaborate, to co-create, and to facilitate with you. And the amazing event that you did June 14th, actually was right after our Black and Brown.
Oh yeah, we came home from
we came home from the rally.
From El Barrio.
From El Barrio, came through and performed. And you have another one coming July 5th. Is your next event. So tell us what's going on with the project, how it got inspired, what's the deal behind it, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm kind of in the PJs right now, so don't mind me. But I'm feeling good. We got a lot going on. We just put out BL Sherrell's album, Asada Troy, which means she who struggles is a warrior. So that's definitely like the energy that we're bringing for our first album release, full-length album. But I've been doing this for a little bit. For a while. I started it in 2013 as like one album, and then over the years, it's grown to be a record label, and Asada Troy is our first LP, and it's been getting great feedback so far. And like since COVID has been such a horrible thing, in the prisons especially, we've been doing these PPE into prisons events, and that's how me and Spiritchild connected. And he did this like mind-blowing performance a couple weeks ago. And so we've just been building since then, and our next one on July 5th is actually all proceeds are going to go specifically to San Quentin, because San Quentin right now has over 1,000 cases of COVID, and it's just been spreading like wildfire in there. So we're trying to get enough KN95, good quality ones, masks to every single resident and even the guards too.
Okay. Wow, I love like you. We can take the crisis of the criminalization of our people, and still you're able, with your organization, your formation, pay attention to the other crisis that's existing. You know what I'm saying? Which is where the focus and attention has been currently. And I appreciate that you're facilitating this process for artists. And like recently, we just figured out how to get some of our young people. So Prince Hakeem, Mickey Hustles, I sent an email to y'all. follow up, because y'all should be a part of this showcase and a part of this like historical, we say historical over here, historical movement and moment, because I feel like maybe in about, I don't know, things take a time to catch up, but like 2 years or so, they'll be writing about the work that you're doing. Because a lot of people aren't paying attention to our people on the inside. I mean, we do workshops, we do a lot of work, but you're doing actual like safety prevention work right now. And could you talk a little bit more about, if you feel comfortable, about the amount of contact and follow-up that you have with the people on the inside? Because it's one thing to just do a program and to like hit it and quit it per se, but it's another thing to have like conversations to like 12 to 10 people per week to discuss and to build and chop it up with, you know what I'm saying? So could you talk more about that process and why you're into that? Because we're talking about organization versus mobilization. That's our whole theme for today. So could you just like let us know what's the organizing behind that? Why are you doing that? What's the method?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is about building trust, right? You gotta go into these spaces where a lot of times people have been away from society for so long, you know, and it takes a while to really build trust. And, you know, I'm a white dude who's never been to prison too, so that's part of it as well. But I think it's just about consistency, you know, and really being true to the people that you work with, and be there for the long haul, you know. So when we record people, it's not just about like, oh, hey, you got some bars, man. And no, it's like you got bars, but you also are a person and a colleague and a friend, and we're going to treat you on that level. So we really build with people. We go in and we do intros, and then over the course of months before we get access to come in for days at a time and actually record, like do the heavy lifting, they practice and rehearse with their groups, and our producers on the outside communicate with them like on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. So it's pretty intense.
Right on. I want to, because right now we have like multiple groups that we working with. When we do our political education, I told you we have our liberation school on Mondays, but we have these courses and like people join in from throughout the world and all that. And there's one particular group, the 5 p.m. group, which is a national group that's heavy on the white hand side. You know what I'm saying? And
you froze up a little bit.
We good?
Oh, there you go.
We good? All right, cool. So we got a group that's heavy on the white hand side, is what I was saying. That's more on the national tip. And I like the part that you say, like, you got to be in it for the long haul. So what advice would you give a white ally or somebody who's coming in this right now, because Black Lives Matter is like something that's popping, but you've been doing this before that, and I'm pretty sure in your heart you had your ear to the streets and your mind to the struggle. You know what I'm saying? So what advice would you give somebody who's like coming in and maybe looking for a quick fix or whatever it is that, I don't know what people do these days, but what would you say to those people that are coming through?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say that if your heart's in the right place, that 9 out of 10 times that will usually win out, you know, like that will be your guiding light. Like, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to learn a lot of stuff. You're going to look stupid sometimes, but that's okay if your heart is in the right place. But if your heart is not in the right place, then you probably really shouldn't be trying to be an ally anyway. And I feel like those people are not really going to last.
Right. Yeah. That's good. So you heard it from my man Fury. If you in it to win it with us, then we can keep rolling. You know what I'm saying? We good. We comfortable. Like I was telling people earlier, like sometimes it's just step up, step back, you know, and I'm like, hey guys, you know, like most of us in this particular cohort right now are white. So we actually want you to step up and say what's in your heart, what's in your mind. And the black and brown people, we want to hear that so we can figure out how to work together, because sometimes the trust, I feel, a lot of times we have a lot of people who observe, you know, like they just watch from the outside and wait for something to happen. And I feel like what you're doing since 2013, I don't know when or how you created this plan before that, but since 2013, you like develop a blueprint and you've been consistent. And right now I feel, you could correct me if I'm wrong, this Asada Troy project seems to be like the gold project right now. Like, it took about, you know, a few years, you know, to be like, this is it right here. This is like the one that we're going to put our all into, because we heard the album several times, and the quality that you guys produce, man, if you was doing that out in Ohio or wherever you were going out doing recordings, I want to know your trick, because when we going out there doing recordings, we don't make it sound like that. So talk more about that, if you can.
Sure, yeah. I mean, we definitely put a lot of thought and love into Mo's album, BL Sherrell's album. It's our first one, so we kind of had to come with a big bang, you know? And we do work with a lot of people. Most of the people we work with actually are in prison. But because BL is formerly incarcerated, she's on the street, she's able to tour. Well, not anymore. But when touring was a thing, you know, she's able to promote the album and all that. So it was really important that she was like out there, you know, and she's our deputy director. So she has a very high position in the organization. Like, me and her strategize about everything we do, you know. So she's very much Die Jim Crow, and it just made a lot of sense to start with her. I've been writing to BL since she was in prison, actually. So we met in 2015. She worked on our first album, which was an EP of 6 songs that was mostly recorded in a prison in Ohio. And actually, if you listen to that album, it has a similar level of quality, like mixing and mastering and all that, recording, that Asada Troy has. So BL got out. We worked on that. And me and her just, like, we had our ups and downs and stuff, but overall, we really, really hit it off. And yeah, when we decided to do the label, it just made a lot of sense that she was going to be the guinea pig.
Right. Definitely. I mean, I can hear it and I can see it when we were performing at the showcase. I didn't know who everybody was in the space, you know, because I'm new to the space. So I'm listening, I'm watching, and I was like, oh, this is the headliner. Yeah, I feel it. Right. I feel it. And I was like, this is big. Like, I felt the connection immediately, the soul that was there, and I was like, oh man, whatever you're doing, I want to support, I want to contribute, I want to share and show and give the love that I feel that you've been receiving over years, because you can't do this work without the love. And I feel like you, as a team member, seems like you've been giving a lot of love to people. Who else is on your team? How many people you working with? If you want to share, you don't have to, but
sure.
What's the makeup?
So, like, we're pretty small. We have a lot of volunteers, and right now we're actually all volunteering, except for our publicist, who happens to be my brother, who works for a very affordable rate. So thank you, Royal, and does an amazing job. But yeah, we're, you know, a grant manager, myself, and BL Sherrell, deputy director, as people who are on staff. And then we work with a lot of other people doing, like Maxwell Melvins as our senior advisor, who's one of our consultants, and Dr. Israel, who does a lot of our mixing. He's recorded at every prison we've been to, going back to 2015. An assistant publicist, and then just, you know, folks who volunteer, who just like help with merchandise. Shout out to Ted Jameson. So we're really scrappy. But then in terms of like people who are musical collaborators, we work with a lot. So I would say in terms of like close people, 33 people in 13 prisons is the number that is most accurate. Like, that's like a realistic number. But there's a lot of people within that who like come in and out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like someone might pop up tomorrow and it could be 34.
Right.
You know? So yeah, it's kind of a loose, amorphous thing. But we work with a lot of really talented people, and I'm honored to work with all of them, for sure.
Right on. Yeah. That's good. That's very generous of sharing your intel, because the reason why we bring people on as well is to show them that, you know, sometimes you rocking with 5, you know what I'm saying? And if they riding with you, then you can make 5 into 15, and then you can multiply that, which seems like that's what y'all been doing.
Yeah.
And everybody got a different skill set, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need everyone within your team. So I appreciate you sharing that, because we have a lot of people who are, learning or getting into organizing, and to start a label or to do any kind of tour support, all that takes organization. It's the same kind of organizing we need to take down this system. So it doesn't matter what it is, that's what it is, But we appreciate you.
Mobilize and organize.
Mobilize and organize. Is there anything that you want to share with the people other than July 5th? We'll put the links up that's coming up for y'all. Anything that you got brewing that you might need support in?
Yeah, definitely. So we have 4 albums in the works that are all from the inside, actually. So Belly of the Beast. We got an album called Territorial that's coming from 7 musicians in Colorado who are all currently incarcerated, and it's very different for us. Like, it's like 2 black brothers, 2 Native American brothers, a Hispanic bro, and 2 white dudes. And it's like just a little bit of everything. Like, it's like bluegrass and gospel and hip hop and Native American chant. So it's gonna be pretty out there. Okay. And then we have this incredible project called The Masses, which is from South Carolina, a men's prison. And it's like 10 dudes, and they're just like very epic hip hop, like Wu-Tang, but down south, And then and in prison. And then we have a solo artist by the name of B. Alexis, who is out of women's prison and also in South Carolina. And she's sort of like a Lauryn Hill meets a Scarface, the rapper.
Okay.
And then last but far from least, we have a mixtape that's from a guy I've been writing to for a very long time, one of the first Die Jim Crow collaborators, and his name is Leon Benson, and he's doing a virtual life sentence, 60 years, for a murder he absolutely, unequivocally did not commit. And he's got this mixtape that is like, it's fire. It's just fire. Okay. So, yeah, that will be out.
I got one more question.
First or second quarter next year. Yeah.
One more question, because I just feel like I've noticed that obviously, clearly, y'all work in women facilities, and I wonder if it's just something that's within your pedagogy or your growing or grooming. Is there an intention or reason why you're working with women as well? Because usually when people think about hip hop, when they think about music production, it's dominated by the masculine energy. Is it your intent or is your philosophy to actually reach out and work more with women? Because you told me also about another project where you were getting some, BL Sherelle was getting some women to be a feature on her project. Mm-hmm. So, like, could you talk a little bit more about that? Because we're all about revolutionary matriarchy. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely, yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. No, I'm so glad you brought that up, because that so often gets overlooked. All the time. Mm-hmm. BL Sherelle is actually the executive producer of the B. Alexis album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's got a big role in that, and that's really exciting, because like prior to that happening, I was always the one like going into the prisons and producing the projects, because before we were a label, it was just this passion project, one album idea that I had. But then when we turned into a label, it was like the first thing I did was I was like, I want someone else going in and producing, and BL was the first person to come to mind. And I knew that we had this access to this women's prison, and there was this MC named B. Alexis, and her story is so important, and her perspective is so important. And like you said, the female perspective, especially in prisons, is often overlooked. And BL was just so perfect to go in there and help B. Alexis facilitate that.
Yes.
So I can't wait to hear that record. They're working on it right now, and it's solid stuff. And like, yeah, her story is just important. The proof is in the pudding, so you'll hear what I mean when you hear it.
Right on. We're going to put some links up right on this thread, because we always share it to all of our networks. We got people internationally who check us out every now and then. They have to, because they're studying. But also some of our people who are not studying, who just, kind of like bump into it. But they spread the word. So we're going to share some of the links, the Spotify, the Bandcamp. What's the best link for you guys? What works better for y'all? Because I know about the platforms, and I know how much people...
Right.
So what do you feel that we should promote for you?
I mean, I always like the Bandcamp because,
Okay.
folk are able to support.
Right.
So it's just diejimcrow.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
But also, if you go to diejimcrow.com, real simple, you can find all of that too.
Okay.
And we have a really well-maintained Instagram. So definitely check us out at just at diejimcrow.
All right.
On the gram.
Cool. We'll put it all out. We appreciate your time, brother. And we're going to keep building and connecting with each other because, once we make family, it's blood. That's what it is. So we appreciate you, Fury, for all the work that you're doing. And one day we'll get BL Sherelle to give her perspective and what she's doing. And, we're blessed to have you on and appreciate you. Salute to all the work you're doing, brother.
Salute.
All right. Cool. All right. Take care, fam. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, party people in the place to be. That's my man, Fury. And those of y'all who don't know, Die Jim Crow is doing amazing things. I'm going to let my homegirl over here, my partner, she going to talk a bit while I put some links up. Because I got to link it up. Link.
All right. So our theme for today is mobilize and organize. And as you could tell from our interview with Fury and Die Jim Crow, it takes all of that to make things happen. So he's been working since he and his crew have been working since 2013, which is incredible. That's the same year I met you. Oh, that's a special year.
That was an anniversary gift just now.
Oh, yeah. This is his love language.
I have a different love language than she does, but she doesn't see it most of the time, but it's here, We're talking about that. Somatica.
That's right. This is his love language here. So 2013 was a good year. Excellent. They've been doing excellent things. So obviously, if you heard the interview, you know that they are getting recordings of folks that are on the inside and getting that music to us. So please support that. Follow these links that are coming up here. And also on July 5th, this is your new July 4th. So on July 5th, celebrate, please. And come on to watch Die Jim Crow. Do you know if they still need artists to be on their open mic? Because the last one was an open mic.
Well, yeah, we got there is a kind of link-ish thing. You can link us and then we'll connect you. What we've been trying to do is streamline because for this particular July 5th, we were trying to get the people that we work with on the inside to who are now on the outside to join the showcase. So that was a priority.
Right.
So I don't want to flood my man Fury's box. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that he gets the appropriate people. So all of our students, our participants, the ones that have been rolling with us and rocking with us, please do hit me up and I'll connect you. We already got a few people that's down to do it.
Oh, dope. Good news. That's good news.
And if you can't make July 5th, and you are also maybe somebody who hasn't been on the inside, they're doing the showcase frequently, so we can connect you and just make sure we give you the appropriate vibration so you can come in when it's necessary for you to come in. I think this one's going to focus more on that vibration. That's what we were trying to get our people. Yeah.
And also, if you feel super inspired, we obviously, Spirit and I, between all of our art, hip-hop, organizing, we know a lot of cultural organizers and a lot of artists. So if you feel inspired to support Die Jim Crow, support their work, support their mass mission, support their albums, you can create your own open mic. Let us know about it. We'll promote it. Our woman on the front lines, Danielle Barrow, did that just last week. And she created an open mic with Isaiah Bailey, who was a youth. So don't be shy to create your own open mics. There's a lot of talented folks that we know, as we started the show with. So there's always good people doing good things. Organize, mobilize your people for good causes. All right, we're gonna keep moving with our headlines. If that feels good for you, Spirit.
Feels good.
Okay. So speaking of Isaiah Bailey and youth. The youth are organizing. They are creating. This is open, right?
It's open.
They are creating.
It's open. You don't see that. No one sees that. See that?
Hey. They're speaking their minds. So all over the place.
She gonna keep it moving.
this past week, we went to a rally at City Hall with Justice Committee and the
Fury and Fierce.
Fury and Fierce. Another Fury, right?
Yes.
Wow, it's the week of Fury and Fierceness. Is a organization, Fury and Fierce is an organization that works with youth. They are working hard to get the summer youth program back to keep our kids engaged. And they are organizing with LGBTQ communities, which is fantastic. And we also got to hear a young brother who is now 14, the youngest brother of Marley Graham. So not so good news. He did see his brother shot to death by the police. But the good news is that he and his mother, Constance, are on the front lines of this fight, leading marches, leading educational movements. And that was the first time I heard this young man speak, and he is becoming quite the activist and mobilizer and organizer. So, we love the youth. We love to hear their voices. So holler. Just wanted to shout that out as good news that the youth are leading the way. And when our daughter puts her fist in the air, sometimes she says, DJ Khaled, just randomly, but a lot of times she's saying Black Lives Matter. So the babies are speaking. The babies are speaking.
Baby language.
That's right.
Sorry,
That's
people.
Right.
Coming in.
He's coming in. So this weekend coming up, it is Monday, but the weekend will be here before we know it. We are once again celebrating rituals that work, and one ritual that we've been doing that's been amazing is a prayer circle, and I'm very excited about that.
For coming Sunday? You're excited about that in the midst of everything else that we're doing?
Well, yeah, because everything's so fast, and prayer grounds me,
Okay.
It grounds me. And it's a ritual that works, So we're talking about organizing and mobilizing. And you can just get caught up. I know a lot of my friends have said, like, I don't know where to go. Or, like, send me a link, and what do I do? And, like, it's not, this is not link life.
No.
So it's important to be grounded and what's really calling you, where can you hang out for the long haul, as we've been talking about. So rituals that work for me, meditation, prayer, I'm very grateful for that. Rituals that work for mobilizing, organizing are things like calendar invites, and keeping things at a consistent time. Having something like at 5 o'clock on Mondays, 7 o'clock on Mondays. Keeping it consistent and following up with people. So, rituals that work are consistency. Yes.
I'm putting the links on for y'all.
Can I get some love from the folks on that one? Beautiful. All right. What else? Like I said, we got to see Rod Digger. On Tylon's show.
Yes, GoPro Radio. And we are working to have a very, very special edition next week where we get Tylon himself to come and speak about, what it is to have, it's like, imagine if, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like, maybe if Amy Goodman, right? Mm-hmm. She would be like, all right, cool. What's the thing that we sent out to those cats? The thing about the whiteness with the COVID, and what was it? The name of their program, the Black program, NPR. Joint.
Oh, you're talking about Code Switch.
Code Switch.
Yes.
Imagine if you think about this. Imagine if you had. I mean, I'm not trying to make the exact relation. I'm just saying the frequency, right? You have your Amy Goodman, your Democracy Now, interviewing like the Code Switch, right? Or bringing in another media. It's like, it's almost like the collaboration of two artists on stage. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, Capone and Noriega. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like having like the vibration of being like, oh wow, yeah, that works. And then y'all group, and you're like, oh shit. Okay. So that's the excitement that we have for Tylon to come on, because we've been organizing and we've been supporting GoPro Radio. And we've been on the air with them, and they've been doing amazing things. It's exclusive though, so hit us up again. We'll put the links of how you can reach us so that you can reach them pretty much. You know, there's a back door for that. But the idea is that we just share our collaboration, share our platforms. And I think it's brilliant when you have organizers organizing in this frequency. Yes, and Rod Digger was there. She all about the highlights.
I like the highlights, you know.
Clearly, Tylon knows a highlight from this over here.
All right. So what else was a highlight for me, Tylon, and for my community as well? You have a lot of folks that work with mental health that call into your show, and they are consistently showing up. So I know you have people from all over the U.S., and I'm a particular big fan of Lakota because I know the work she does as community school director here in New York City. She's been very consistent and here for the people, but also just the focus on mental health is just so important. And there's a lot. I'm hoping to get my girl Gabby, who started a campaign for more mental health counselors, and push. I want to push a little. I want everybody to put some pressure on our defund the police people. I think that when people first started saying defund versus abolish, people thought like, oh, if you take away all the money, at least I thought this, if you take away all the money, that means that the police department's done. But like people they're not talking about defunding really, they're talking about budget cuts. Anyway, long story short, $1 billion sounds like a lot of money, but if you worked with systems, like especially in New York City systems, you know that it's not that crazy. So if they get the $1 billion, and we'll find out this week, if they get that, if it could all go to mental health counseling for folks, the young brother of Marley Graham, who was killed by the police, called for that. He said that at 6, when he saw his brother killed, he didn't talk for a few years, and he could have really, really, really used counseling. So I'm behind everybody that is behind getting more mental health, more social services for our youth. And I think that we should focus on that. And yes, thank you, Tylon. All right. Telling me I'm correct. Thank you.
Okay,
I love to hear that.
Affirmations, they work. They work.
Love affirmations. All right, so we have.
She's a school teacher.
Absolutely.
We need feedback.
Absolutely correct.
Party people.
Yeah, we do. We love feedback. All right. I wish my girl Barrow would join us on the Facebook front. Don't be shy, Barrow. Join us on the Facebook front. We're talking about we've had consistently been hearing from parades that are now for a good cause. So this past weekend, they had the second Queer Liberation March here in New York City, and talking about the how pride has been co-opted by capitalists, right? And
that's for you.
Very clever. Yes, Barrow can't be here because she's on the front line. She probably is organizing right about now. Yay, rainbow flags! So everybody loves a rainbow flag. I mean, everybody I know loves a rainbow flag. But what has happened is that these big corporations, like Chase Bank, etc., they've taken the flag and they're using it, just to get more customers instead of actually moving policy that incorporates the LGBTQ community. So the Queer Liberation March organized against that and mobilized against that, and they got people in the streets to take it back to the people. And they didn't invite the cops to come, and they didn't need a permit. And they're against the capitalization of rainbow. So they're talking about queer liberation, not rainbow capitalism. And I just think that that's fantastic.
Not rainbow capitalism, but rainbow coalition. Listen, let me tell you something, party people out there. Get your mind right with education. Stop letting them co-opt our shit. The Rainbow Coalition is very important, okay? Fred Hampton, Martin had a dream, Fred Hampton had a dream. His dream was to create a true rainbow coalition, not Jesse Jackson Rainbow Coalition, a true revolutionary rainbow coalition. White Lightning, Iwakin, right? We talked about them. Asian faction of the Black Panthers Party, the Young Lords, right? Anybody who's down to just take over and topple this oppressive, fucked up system, okay? Rainbow Coalition. And yes, that means queer, trans, you're in it. We're all in it. Because many of us are queer anyway. So that's just what it is. You know? A lot of queer people running around here.
It's good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying there's no separation in the facilitation. This is the dialogue. We're all rainbow. So join it. Let's go.
Join it. Yes, yes. Beautiful. All right, some more beautiful news coming to you is Maroon Mondays.
Maroon Mondays!
Yes, yes.
We can't talk about it enough. We're so excited. We're so excited to like not have sleep and our children on Mondays because we don't really. Thank you, Grandma.
Yes.
We don't have them on Mondays. Pretty much, we're just
holds our children down. So, 2 weeks ago, June 14th, we met a young brother named Political Pete, and he started organizing with us. Got together with Spirit's cousin, who has organized before, but not in this particular way. And today they went to the Young Lord's Church to talk about space. So things are happening. Our young folks are sending out communique with 10-point programs from Black Panther Party, 13-point programs from the Young Lords. People are studying and learning ways that have happened in the past, and then using our analytical minds to make those ways better for today, and include all of our folks. So we are very happy and proud.
She has the analytical mind
of Maroon Mondays. Yeah, like you don't.
I don't.
He's a master strategist. So we're glad.
I'm a master chef. I'm trying to learn how to cook better. That's what I do. I cook food for the kids.
I don't know what. Then you're not a master. If you're learning still, you're not a master chef.
Well, the master always knows that he must learn. So I have some ingredients with the cooking, but like all I can make right now is like some really good potatoes, like some hash brown like potatoes. I love making those potatoes. I put like some garlic in there, some onions. We're like making like we got herbs and basil and shit. Like we just having a party with cooking, and it's a feast. So if anytime you're hungry, there's some food, some soul food that we have to provide on Maroon Mondays, virtually, of course. And when we're able to physically meet, like maybe July 17th.
July 17th.
July 17th.
Mm-hmm.
July 17th, you can come Staten Island. Mm-hmm. And there's something happening over here. I don't know. Want to talk about it?
Yes. So July 17th is Eric Garner's birthday. And we are calling for every group to come out to Staten Island and march with us on Bay Street where he was killed. And then afterwards we are going to have an assessment party, because that's what we do in order to mobilize and organize better every time. We bring a little bit of soul, a little bit of science. And
Wait.
What?
What is assessments?
What are assessments? Assessments are when you look at what happened and you decide quantitatively and qualitatively what went well and what needs to be changed for next time.
Oh.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. That's it. There it is. We got to spit some gems because we're talking about, organization and mobilization. So we can't just talk about organizing to mobilize people to be involved with that. We have to talk about organizing to organize with people who want to be involved with that.
That's true.
So you can take note.
That's true. All right, so mobilize your people to come out on July 17th. That means get them out there, let them know the dates, and et cetera, and then organize your people so that this is not the only thing they're doing for Black Lives Matter and against police brutality. This is another action that Spirit wants to talk about.
We want to talk about it because this is really important, okay? The Black Panthers and the Young Lords, and the people from this particular committee that was formed, which this committee is currently called right now the Black and Brown. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's not the Black and Brown. It's the June 14th Brigade. I like the Black and Brown Brigade, but it's not the Black and Brown Brigade. It's the June 14th Brigade, based off of the action from June 14th that had people, 5,000 people out in the streets, right? Marching from, we can't talk about it enough because it's great news, that marched from the Autobahn out on 168 all the way down to 125th and then back again to
111.
Well, down further to 111th to the People's Church. And the next action that's happening is this. There's a lot of nooses that's been found around Kingsbridge, Van Cortlandt Park area, and basically we just trying to shut it all down. So I'm multitasking because I want to put this out.
So that's July 4th. If you are
July 4th.
If you are in New York City, please come to
Fuck the 4th of July.
Parkway. Join Spirit.
We ain't no goddamn fireworks for Liberty, Lady Liberty, or anything.
In the Bronx. Please don't go out and buy lots of plastic and celebrate an America that does not serve the people.
Don't.
There's lots of ways that we can get together. And
if there was any year not to do it,
mm-hmm.
if you have done it before and maybe you didn't know, we're telling you. People should tell you, don't celebrate their 4th of July. Do not. Don't make an excuse to say, I don't know, whatever people make, whatever excuses they make to barbecue with some shit.
Family, but guess what? My mother's birthday is July 3rd. My son's birthday is July 16th. So we can still have our barbecues. We're not saying don't barbecue. We're not saying don't see your family. We're saying don't party and spend money that hurts the earth on a day that does not celebrate the people that we care about.
I'm going to tell you what we say. What we saying is, if you're going to come together, you need to come together on some revolutionary shit to counter their fucked up capitalist shit. I'm not going to any barbecue. Don't invite me. If you have my information, do not invite me if you're not having what we're going to right now. We're having a rally on July 4th, okay? If you don't rally or march, I don't know, do a Zoom meeting or something and talk about the 1804 and fucking the Haitian Revolution. Do not bring any red, white, and blue unless it's the Puerto Rican flag or anywhere around me. I don't want to see
Dominican flag, Cuban flag.
Haitian.
There's a lot of better flags.
Yes. Do not. I'm telling you now. If you don't know, I'm telling you now.
All right. Spirit, I think we are ending.
We're ending, so I don't got to do nothing here? Okay, good. Can I just not do nothing here? Good.
Yeah, so
right.
join
I hate
us.
Multitasking.
I love that Amara put in our rainbow, don't forget the American Indian movement. Absolutely. We are certainly down with Indigenous folks and want, we want allyship on all fronts because that's what's going to take.
Well, yeah, you got to recognize we're on the land of Lenape. We have to recognize that the Iroquois Confederation, we recognize all indigenous peoples throughout this land and many other lands. We are, Afro-Indigena Maroons, right? And that means a lot to us. When we think about Puerto Ricanos, Taíno, we think about Arawak, right? Out in the Caribbean, with specifically Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica. These are the indigenous peoples of the land, and we have to acknowledge that we are one at this point, from the Maroons, the Seminoles. Our struggle, literally, we have merged. Our fluids are just meshed up in one, right? And we are one people. We are one people. So she doesn't like when I ramble like this. So I'm going to stop, and she's going to close us out because...
I want to close this out with...
She wants to close.
You could start to put our beautiful listeners... But
you remember the other week or last week, she was just talking a storm, and now I'm talking, she don't want me to talk. But okay, so cool.
I was laughing with the fluid. Anytime people mention fluids, I think it's me a little. Anyway, you know what it is. Thank you, Tylon. See, he sees me.
Good.
I like that. So from the headline, as I read two headlines. Please, if you know someone that graduated, even if it's from pre-K, if they made it to the end of the school year, shout them out, shout their parents out. We went to a beautiful barbecue in the Bronx yesterday for some graduates, and yeah, we were super proud of the graduates and their whole familia.
Yes,
because it takes a village.
Yes, and my cousin just gave birth to his baby, Charlie. I know he doesn't really watch these things, but we still gonna shout him out. Jasmine put me on and told me that the baby's here now, and we are so happy because he was talking about your baby last night. So, you know, welcome to the party.
Welcome to the fatherhood party.
Welcome to the party.
Esperanza graduated.
What? Esperanza? Of course, yes. Espy's gonna graduate. I mean, listen, she's gonna graduate this school of hard knock life. That young girl has so much. Our kids we're gonna just have a ring around. Everybody's gonna be together because absorb all the information that y'all learning because it's amazing. It's in the blood. It's in the blood. Yeah, I got the blood. You reading something from?
All right. Yes. So in the headlines, if you weren't here at the very beginning, a whole entire women's softball team had their first game in Melbourne, Florida, and when the tweet reached number 45's Twitter world, and he said, "Look at all these great sports players that are like standing up for the flag." They said, "You're not going to use us to promote the flag. You're not." And the whole team quit. The whole team quit. Just beautiful. And in some more headlines.
Yo, Fury, I just realized you got to give me a workshop on that Zoom live because Jim Crow /Zoom is what you check out for the next benefit that they have in July 5th. And for the life of me, I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know how you have already pre-scheduled a live. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm trying to figure it out. I have problems with this eCam shit. It's killing me. We spent 2 days ago, when we did our international, shout out to Doreen and Anele. We had some South African party people in the place who are holding it down, talking about the African liberation and the connection. Just check out what we're doing. I mean, we're sharing it on the platforms. So 1010windz, if you check that out with a Z, 1010windz. And I had technical issues for like 2 hours, So if I can find alternatives, and we figured it out, but it was a really long time. So if you can help us out with that /Zoom shit, we have other platforms and people donated, so we want to utilize them. That's all I have to say about that.
Good news.
Good news, July 5th. Check it out.
All right, the other headline that I wanted to share today was that from the Supreme Court, again.
Supreme Court?
Doing some crazy stuff.
You're going to make me say something else again about some shit?
No, you said a lot. Anyway, in a 5-4 opinion, the U.S. Supreme Court today ruled that a Louisiana law that required abortion providers to have admitting privileges at local hospitals was unconstitutional. Okay? This is a massive victory.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Admitting privileges in local hospitals.
Abortion rights are major, major good news.
Okay.
Okay? And people can look into it if they want to. Thank you very much.
No, that's
all
great.
All of our people on the front lines of healthcare.
Yeah. It just hurts me a bit when we talk about like these institutions that are so fucking inherently racist. Like, they should have been doing this shit, Supreme Courts, legislators, politicians, they don't get cookies for any of the shit that's going on right now. But, I get it. Yeah, it's great. Thank you for catching the fuck up.
It's still good news when people get the protections they deserve.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. Keep catching up. We're waiting for you. Not really, but we're doing our thing. We'll see you on the other side.
And any other shout outs for graduates, my darlings? Thailand's going to help us with the Zoom Live.
Yes! Thank you so much. And GoPro Radio, the Revolutionary Party, it's not just the Revolutionary Party. I heard the messages underneath. They do also train people in this particular style of journalism or media. I would say, I guess it's a little bit of both. So they're a multimedia facility, known them for years. So we definitely gonna put some links, and we're gonna have them on, next week Monday. But before that, Friday, we're going to check it out. Do you want to leak a little bit, Talon? Like, who might be the special guest? If they, because, you know, look. She's like, what do you got? Because Rod Digger was up there on Friday. Y'all missed it. You missed it. But we'll put the information out on this thread. Hopefully he'll let us know who may be out here for Friday. So you want to read that?
Oh, yeah. Amara's shouting out all of the teachers that made it possible for the students to graduate. I know the special ed team at my school was just going hard.
Homeschooling, thank you. Over here, our graduation was early. But yes, thank you so much for the teachers of homeschooling, the parents.
The moms, the dads, the guardians, the grandmas. Yeah, incredible. So the hint is a well-known poet.
Well-known poet.
You like poets.
You know what's on my mind? When someone says poet, I immediately think of the last ones.
Oh, we heard some of those last ones at the Bronx barbecue.
Hey, it may be. You have to check it out. Hit us up. It may be. It may be the last poets party, people. We don't know. To continue this thread of history, her story, and to put us all back on track, because we're coming full circle.
Yeah, and it wouldn't hurt, even if it wasn't the last poets, if you were to look up the last poets and listen to them, just to have some better questions.
The last poets.
In case it was the last
right
poets.
now. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We gotta wrap it
up. Live from the epicenter of innovation and creation. You give us 10 what's good in your hood, and we'll give you
another world.
Another world. Another world is happening because of
you.
You. Thank you so much, party people. We love you.
We love you.
Revolutionary love to you all. Continue to organize, educate, and liberate. We'll see you on the flip side. Hit us up for anything you need. We are here.
See you on the rainbow.